Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. We're going to finish the rest of this Piers Morgan debate about trans athletes roughly competing in sports, especially trans women roughly. But the problem is roughly Blossom is going to go off one and she's going to dig down even further. And shall we watch for part 2?
Let me just explain to you.
Did you see when she came back on here, she was like, I'm ready.
Why what you've just said is complete and utter nonsense.
And she's smiling and grinning like, yeah, baby, roughly. Oh, I've got this on. And she's even got the one eyebrow up, roughly. And she's like, oh yeah, I'm going to put you in your place. You were wrong, roughly. And don't forget, she also called Piers out for being a racist. And that art. And she's like, let me hear what you say, roughly, because she's going to have something to say.
I'm very glad you raised the Sharon Osbourne thing, as you put it, just to remind people and you and educate you about what happened. I was removed from my job hosting a morning show in Britain called Good Morning Britain because I disbelieved Meghan Markle's claims of racism against the royal family. Okay?
And that's a whole controversy about what's happening in the royal family. That's a different subject. But we'll continue.
I said, oh, racist. Hang on. Let me finish.
It doesn't matter if she's a black woman. That's a different subject. I don't really want to comment on it.
I said a racist thing about anybody, least of all Meghan Markle. I've never invoked her skin colour. In fact, on the day she got married to Prince Harry, I wrote a front page story in a national newspaper in this country in which I extolled the glorious moment we finally had a biracial wedding in our otherwise all-white royal family.
You see that, roughly, she's like, oh, how can I roughly get another move out there, roughly, to disrespect this panel? And she's like, I'm bored, roughly. That's how you know she's not proper in this debate. She's only there, roughly, to basically go at people. She's not there to debate, roughly. She's just there to have a go at people. And this is the wrong type of person that you want on a debate. But the thing is, loads of people will put her on this debate to make trans people look mentally undisturbed. But the thing is, roughly, it needs to be put out there because the real trans people are actually in alignment with women.
You might be bored, but I'm going to address your allegation.
Okay,
hang on. I haven't finished.
But I'm here to
I haven't finished, Blossom.
You're not here to try and talk about trans athletes. You've put a lot of stuff out there, including domestic abuse against women. You've also put about people being racist, transphobic. But yet, all of a sudden, now that Piers wants to explain himself, you're like, okay, let's get back onto the subject of trans athletes. No, don't work like that. You open this book. It's now clear for Piers to close this chapter.
Let me finish. Let me just educate you.
Well, I didn't get to finish.
Let me just educate you with some facts. You've called me a...
But yet you'll disrespect a white woman and a white man and basically racial bait and interrupt them and show this amount of disrespect. But yeah, when it's been projected back onto you, you're like, no. And I'm going to say, look, if you're going to interrupt me, I'm going to interrupt you. But I'm going to interrupt you by telling you you're in the wrong.
Race baiter. You've called me a Please stop talking. You've called me a race baiter.
Allegedly.
Hang on.
No, you said it, and then after a while, you said allegedly. So you called him that, but then took it back because you know roughly that you could get sued.
Hang on. And you... right, so let me finish. So what happened then was, Sharon...
See, she's happy, roughly. Look how happy she is. She's like, oh, I've got him.
Osbourne, who was on a show called The Talk on CBS, now sadly no longer there because they got rid of Sharon. And guess what? Nobody wanted to watch it. And Sharon Underwood, a black woman on that panel, set up Sharon Osbourne in the most despicable manner imaginable. And she said to Sharon Osbourne, why did you support Piers Morgan when he said those racist things? And Sharon Osbourne, hang on, you can respond when I finish telling you what happened. You can respond when I tell you what...
Do yourself a favour, Piers. Mute this woman because you are not going to get a point across.
I
Happened.
just want you to know you
Blossom,
are a disgusting
you can respond.
white cis man.
You can respond.
And yet again, she says, allegedly you are a racist, but she's literally just called him out again. I think that's about 3 times, maybe 4 times, basically, and she's called him a disgusting white man. But yet, you're disgusting for how you're treating these people. And you think this kind of behaviour is okay. No, it makes the trans community, and I know you're quite I don't know how far you are in your transition, roughly. You are setting a bad example, and you represent none of the proper trans community, roughly, because for one of your beliefs. And guess what? Everybody in the world has their views on this kind of subject, and you know what? I have my views, you have your views, I have my opinions, you have your opinions. Let's be respectful.
When I finished telling you what happened, and you can challenge me on facts.
Go ahead.
What you can't challenge me is something you've seen on TikTok.
Exactly, roughly. She's not even spitting facts. She's just throwing allegations all around. And then when people are trying to respond to those allegations, she goes back to the subject.
Let me finish. So Sharon Osbourne was told, why did
TikTok. Nobody said that on TikTok.
Someone's-
It was all over the news here in America.
Cheryl
What are you
Underwood,
talking about?
Cheryl Underwood said to Sharon Osbourne,
We're here to talk about trans
okay, if you're going to keep talking, I'll mute you. I will mute you, but don't let me mute you. Let me just finish. Then you can respond. Sharon Underwood said, why did you support Piers Morgan when he said those racist things? Sharon said, what racist things? And as a result of that, by getting annoyed that she was being set up to try and supposedly defend her friend me in saying racist things I'd never said, Sharon got fired from the talk. And she was...
And just like how Blossom's setting this entire thing up to make these Piers Morgan and Riley look really bad and to make them look like they're the racists, when in fact the whole world can see you, Blossom, for who you are.
was left suicidal in the year that followed, that her whole career was sent down the drain because, ironically, the race baiter was actually the black woman on that panel, Cheryl Underwood, not Sharon Osbourne and not me. So I'm
Kind of like what Blossom's doing, roughly. It only takes one person, like Blossom and this woman, to basically change an entire person's career, and then literally that leads to mental health. It leads to basically people losing their jobs. And you know what? You can't throw allegations out there because you know what? It's people like Piers that are taking a stand and saying, you know what? You're in the wrong, Buffett. And he's calling Blossom out because she's doing exactly what that woman did. And that's why Piers went off the show.
very glad you raised the issue of race baiting, but let's be clear, as you're doing now, the race baiting came from Cheryl Underwood to Sharon Osbourne, and it's now coming from you. So now you can respond.
Cannot be racist, Piers.
Now you can
Black
respond.
Women cannot be.
Everyone can be racist, even black women. For her to sit there and show so much anger, roughly oh, roughly, how dare you say this? Roughly, well, how dare you say this to basically these people on this panel? How dare you say this to all the other people that you've said this to? The difference is you can't put this out there and basically pick at little things, roughly, and then when someone's calling you out for those things, sit in a corner, roughly, and get all defensive, roughly, and literally basically raging at these people and in one sense screaming. It's not right, roughly, and you know what you're doing. She's not stupid.
Racist to white women. Are you kidding me?
Sorry?
That makes no sense.
Sorry?
Black
But yet you were just racist to Piers, saying that he's a horrible white human being.
women cannot be racist to white women. Do you not understand
Oh,
that?
yes,
I
they
understand
can.
You don't have the intellectual
Oh, yes, they
capacity
can.
to understand that.
Oh, yes, they
That's
can.
very much
And you've been
impossible.
racist to me.
That's very much
You've been
impossible.
racist to me, a white man, by saying I'm a race baiter.
Oh, Jesus Christ, this is what I'm on about. No real woman acts like that. Jesus Christ. She's literally setting the trans community to look completely insane.
How
Yeah.
am I racist to you? I'm black. I can't be racist to you.
You call me a race
Are you
baiter
kidding
with
me?
no
You're
evidence.
racist to me.
When have I
You
been
can
a
be
race
racist-
baiter?
You could be racist.
And you see that roughly, she's saying that nobody else can be racist, but then she's like saying to people, to Piers Morgan right here, you can be racist to me. She's basically engaging with him, telling him be racist, and I will respond. And Piers isn't going to give her what she wants.
To me.
When have I been a race
But
baiter?
I'm a powerhouse.
Tell me.
You're not a powerhouse, love. You don't speak for anybody by yourself. Oops, have I turned the sound down? I did.
You be a powerhouse.
Okay.
When have I been a race
I would
baiter?
admit to understand that.
Oh, yes,
but
they
that's very
can.
much
And you've been
impossible.
racist to me.
That's very much
You've been
impossible.
racist to me, a white man, by saying I'm a race baiter. Yeah.
How am I racist to you?
Can you imagine how Riley feels having this very masculine energy, roughly, and it's been overhyped? Where you can see it in her face, she's absolutely disgusted, roughly, about the entire thing. Sorry, I had a notification, and she's just like so over this, roughly, because this entire debate is so stupid.
I'm black. I can't be racist
You
to
call
you.
me a race
Are you
baiter
kidding
with
me?
no
You're
evidence.
racist to me.
When have I
You
been a
could be
race
racist-
baiter?
You could be racist to me.
When have I been a race
But I'm a
baiter?
powerhouse.
Tell me when I've been a race
I'm a
baiter.
powerhouse.
Well, you may.
You can preach you're a powerhouse as many times as you want. You can say it up to 10 times. Don't mean you're a powerhouse. Roughly, you're only out for yourself.
You may be a
Yes, I
powerhouse.
understand something.
You may be a
I'm a
power. You may
powerhouse.
be a powerhouse.
Okay.
When have I been a race
I would
baiter?
admit that.
When have
okay.
I been a race baiter?
Okay.
When have I been a race baiter?
Okay.
This is absurd.
See, she threw the accusation out there, but she won't answer the question. When this entire debate was about trans athletes competing in women's sports and why they separate the two genders, and it's become this entire new subject.
No, hang on. Tell me,
Honey.
Blossom. Give me one
It is
example of
absurd.
me race baiting. Blossom, go.
I'm here. At this point, I'm just here to talk about trans women in sports. I said
Okay.
what I said.
Do you hear that, Waffle? I'm here to talk about trans women's sports, but she's like crossing her arms and getting like. But the thing is, literally, you changed the subject. You changed it on multiple occasions, and you've not answered the real questions because you can't. You have no answer. You're just here, roughly, to make these people look bad. But guess what? You're the only one that looks bad.
So you don't have
And I don't
anything,
have
do
to
you?
repeat anything.
You called me a race baiter, but you have no evidence I've ever race baited. You admit it?
Do you believe African
I'm so over this. Jesus Christ. No woman does that. Such a delicate hand, isn't it, love? This is my facial expressions. Hang on 1 second.
Americans are
talking about.
superior
Let's move forward.
to
Fascinating. Like so many people, you play that race card and you can't defend it. You can't support it. There is
Well,
no
it's not-
evidence.
It's not. Hold on. Let me check you on that. Let me check you on that. You talk about this race card or whatnot.
Mm.
The race card is reality. My experience as a black trans woman is completely
reality.
different than yours.
That is
as
Reality?
a white cis man.
Well, let me ask you about
Listen,
reality
I'm
then.
speaking. Do not interrupt a black trans woman when I'm speaking.
Oh, don't be so
Do not interrupt a
pathetic.
black trans woman when I'm speaking. Okay. Riley sits with so much privilege as a
So you
white
can
woman that she
interrupt
can
me
go
for the last
around
10
looking
minutes.
like a halfback
So just to be
Tommy
clear,
Lauren.
hang on. Just to be clear, Blossom.
Crying white tears about trans
All
women
right, just
playing
can you mute
sports.
Blossom for
You
a
wanna talk
moment,
about-
please? Thank you.
realize you're making
hang on,
all
Riley. Hang on, Riley. Just want to make the point that Blossom has
See, she's just said it. Riley's just said it. She's making all trans women look insane.
just literally interrupted me for 10 consecutive minutes without pausing breath. But the moment Riley has the audacity to interrupt Blossom, oh, guess what? That's the moment that the black transgender woman decides this is outrageous. Okay, you can unmute her now.
This feels
Do
like
not
an
gaslight
SNL.
Pierce.
This feels like an SNL skit.
It does.
Okay.
It does, Wolfie. It doesn't feel like a real show, Wolfie. It's become the Blossom show.
It's preposterous.
I just want you to remember that Blossom said what her basis and perspective of life is rooted in reality. So please remember that as we continue this conversation.
Which brings me to my question, which you haven't answered, Blossom, which is why do we separate the sexes in the Olympics?
Here's the thing. I'm not an Olympian.
Oh,
I don't play sports.
you don't know why we separate
I
the
think
sexes?
what you're saying is conservative propaganda.
And yet again, she's not answering the question. She's literally going around the obstacle. So she's not getting to the point of the subject. She's going to make it into a no other subject again.
I think what you're
Propaganda?
saying is conservative propaganda.
Conservative propaganda.
That you're able
I
to
asked you
play
why
off
we
of it,
separate.
Pierce.
I asked you why we
create
separate
a
the sexes.
platform
Maybe frame it
off
like
of
this.
that.
Why do we separate the sexes?
Again,
Why do we have the
again, when we
Olympics
talk
versus
about trans
Paralympics?
people, when we talk about trans people, we're talking about gender identity. I need both of y'all mindset to become more expansive.
Right.
I know that's a little hard for
Can you
both
answer
of
my
you.
question?
Because both of you have.
Can you
the brain
answer
of a
my
peanut.
question?
I understand.
And did you basically hear that, Waffly? She's basically saying that Waffly, they've got no brains. Waffly, their brains are about this small. Waffly, because they don't agree with how she is basically believing reality is. No, this is reality. And you need to take a breath and listen to other people's opinions. This is the whole point of a debate, and it's not really a debate because you're not letting no one speak.
That's hard for both of y'all.
Can you answer my
I should say
question?
a seed.
Can you answer my question?
Again, when we talk about trans people, we're talking about gender identity. We're not just
That's
But we're on about trans women competing in women's sports.
not my
on
question.
sex.
That's not my
think
question.
That what y'all like to do is reduce conversations down
No.
to
But yet you like to reduce it down, go around the obstacle instead of getting to the main subject and getting the point out there.
sex.
What
and
you all like
genitalia,
to do-
And you try to apply it to what's happening in
Okay.
the Olympics, okay?
Okay, and I'm
Trans
asking
women-
But it is happening in the Olympics. The footage is out there.
you are
should
very.
play in sports.
And I'm asking
Trans
you.
women should participate in
The Olympics, the next
and I
Olympics,
think
the
what
next
you're
Olympics.
doing
Okay,
is
Blossom.
spreading misinformation.
Blossom, I
and
don't
you
wanna have
are
to mute you
spreading
again.
Conservative propaganda that
Okay.
should not be.
Okay.
But yet you've roughly put a load of misinformation out there. I truly believe Blossom believes that she's a biological woman and she's not.
Piers Morgan Uncensored is proudly independent. Our sponsors help us to bring it to you for free. Support for the show today comes from ExpressVPN, which I'm especially happy about because I use it myself. We're all living more and more of our lives online, but despite private tabs and incognito mode, your internet service provider can still see and record everything you do or say online. What they can do with your data depends on where you live. In the USA, your data can be bought and sold to whoever will pay for it. But you can stop all that with ExpressVPN. It's an easy app that reroutes 100% of your online traffic through secure encrypted service so that not even your internet service provider can see what you do online. It secures all of your most sensitive information anywhere you connect. I travel all the time, and like many people, often use the garbage public Wi-Fi to check the news and continue my arguments on X. Not only is it slow, it's also one of the easiest ways for hackers to get my data. With ExpressVPN's encrypted connection, the hackers can't hijack my connection or steal my information. ExpressVPN is the #1 rated VPN by CNET, PC World, and The Verge. It also works on 8 devices at the same time, so you can secure your whole family in one go. I'm living proof that it's very easy to use. And right now, you can get an extra 4 months of ExpressVPN for free. Find out how by scanning the QR code on screen here, or go to expressvpn.com/peers.
Here we go.
Once more for the people at the back, scan the QR code or go to expressvpn.com/peers. It's PIERS. Now, on with the show. The next Olympics will be in America, in Los Angeles. I'll ask you one more
Yes, they
time.
will.
Why do we separate the sexes in the Olympics? Why do we have men and women competing separately? Give me an answer.
Well, Pierce, won't you tell me the answer since I don't know?
You don't know the answer? Oh, Riley's got a hand up. Riley,
I don't know.
Riley, why don't you educate? Why don't you educate
tell me the
Blossom?
answer since I don't know?
Riley, why do we separate the sexes in the Olympics?
Because men and women are different. We have different physical ceilings. It's the same reason why you have any category. It's the same reason why we have the Paralympics versus the Olympics. It's the same reason why we have weight classes in boxing. We don't have weight classes in boxing because we are fat shaming people who weigh more. No, we have weight classes because it would be unfair. We know the outcome. Every single person, kindergartners know the outcome of what would happen if we had a 220-pound man fight a 170-pound man. It's the same reason why we have age divisions. We don't have 12 and unders or
She
Pee
doesn't
Wee
know
leagues.
that. What is that?
But yet you says you don't know any of that information about what happens in the sports. But here's a reality. A trans woman actually broke a woman's skull by competing in wrestling. And yet you think, Blossom, that this is okay.
What if that 220-pound? Wait. What if that 170-pound man has the agility to beat that 220-pound man? That makes
So
no
you want to
sense.
base all of the Olympics?
It makes sense for trans women to compete against men because roughly the body strength, body mass and stuff roughly is about the same. A little bit more muted down because of the estrogen, but it's still the same.
Sorry. Your answer makes no sense. That makes no sense. Y'all don't know anything about somebody's biochemistry.
It makes
Somebody's
sense
biology
to
you do not
99%
know.
of common
You
sense.
do not
Actually,
know,
100%
Riley. I'm
of
sorry.
common
You
sense
absolutely
individual.
do not know about somebody's biology.
You just admitted you're not an
Everybody's
athlete.
chemistry
You
is made
admitted that
differently.
you have never competed at the highest
Genetics
level.
and
Exactly, roughly. She can't basically voice her opinion on it if when she doesn't know all this kind of information. And she's telling an actual athlete what she thinks.
This is the thing. I don't have to be an athlete to talk about this because this affects
Well, you just
my
said you couldn't
community
answer
because
because you're
See you later.
not an
All right, you
Olympian.
know what we're going to try? Why don't we try? Okay.
We should be talking about
Can we
Chris
please
Mosier.
stop
We should be
talking at the
reaching out
same
to
time?
Skylar Baylor.
If you
We should
talk
be
at the
reaching
same
out
time,
to
Blossom.
Hofer.
If you
There are
talk,
many
if
people.
you
I
talk,
just gave you a list of
Blossom. If you
I
talk
just
at the
gave you a
same
list of
time,
people.
nobody can hear either of you. Okay? So Blossom, let's start with you.
You can see Riley's getting very heated and very angry, and so rightly. Roughly the amount of disrespect that Blossom has shown. Not necessarily. And like I said before in the part one, she's just giving out masculine energy.
Again, a simple question. I'll tell you why they separate the sexes, just as Riley has. It's because men have a physical advantage over women, which would mean that women would not win more than a handful of medals in the entire Olympics. Would you be happy if it was a gender-neutral Olympics?
Why are we?
Hang on.
Why
Answer
are
my
we-
question.
Because it's reality, Blossom, roughly men have a lot more strength behind them. It's 100% true. I know this myself. And women competing against trans women, they would not win anything. It always would be the trans woman that would win. And if they try to go against that, then literally they are the transphobe.
It's
Question.
about women, though.
Answer my
Women are
question.
just as strong as men.
I'm asking
sorry.
you,
I'm
would-
sorry. Women are just as strong as men.
So
Women
just to
are
be
just
clear-
as powerful.
How do you know that? Are you an actual woman? No, you can't compete the two.
As
Okay.
men.
Okay.
And I don't believe that.
Okay, Blossom.
That's just your opinion.
So,
That's
Blossom.
not always fact.
It is facts, and it's been scientifically proven.
Blossom, if the world #1 tennis player...
I don't buy it.
Okay, you know that Serena Williams admits that she would be beaten by the top 1,000 men in the world at tennis, right? You know that, do you?
She
No, I
has
did not.
been.
You did not know that. So
The 200
Okay, where's the?
So you don't know that.
Receipts? Can
You don't know
show
why
me-
men and women get
Can
separate
y'all show me the
Olympics?
receipts?
I have the
I would like
receipts
to
right
read
here.
those receipts.
Both Serena and Venus Williams
Are
lost
you
in a
waving them?
blowout.
Are you waving them around?
What?
You can
Okay.
look it up to the 203rd ranked male player. He drank in between sets, smoked in between sets, and played 18 holes of golf before, and admitted that he played like a 600 male ranked player. And they lost in a blowout, and they are phenoms, the best of the best. No other woman for a while even could come close to them, and they got beat by a man. Let me repeat it. In a blowout, the 203rd ranked male player, who admitted he played like a 600 ranked
Girl,
player,
bye.
drank, smoked between sets, and played 18 holes of.
The thing is with Blossom is roughly she likes to spew out all these facts or beliefs that she's got in her own head, but yet when physical facts have been pushed in front of her and been shown to her roughly by somebody who competes in the Olympics, she's like, bah, I've had enough, roughly. This isn't Blossom's reality.
Blossom, just to be clear, would you want the American Olympics, the LA Olympics, would you want them to be gender neutral, where the sexes compete with each other?
Absolutely. I don't see anything wrong with it. I think
Okay,
as long as
do you also believe-
It's completely insane.
And trans men and non-binary
Do you
people,
also believe
then yes.
that-
Non-binary is completely different, roughly. Non-binary, you don't identify as man or woman, so technically you should have your own bathroom, roughly, because you don't identify as either of the two. That solves that problem. Trans women identify as women, roughly, and the real trans women, they're just sitting back and just allowing all this ludicrousy to basically happen, roughly. And you know what? It's unraveling, and it's unraveling fast.
we should
Why not?
combine
It's
the
completely
Why not?
insane.
This country was built on diversity, equity, and inclusion. And all those
Exactly. This is why that's so nuts.
DEI, that does include cis women like
And you know what you...
No, a woman like Ryla, you can't ask her respect and then not give respect back, roughly. And Riley's giving you so much respect in the beginning by saying she, and that's hard for her because she's a Christian woman and because of her beliefs. So just pointing that out there.
You would exclude all women from winning medals.
Yeah.
Well done.
That's also very
That's not true. That is not true. Can
But it is true, roughly. You just said it on national TV.
we talk about Leah Thomas? Now, I bring up Leah Thomas because Riley knows her very well. I bring up Leah Thomas because the reality is, yes, she won some games, but Leah also lost some games to cis women. So there are some cis women who are faster than Leah. There are some cis women.
That's because they're having to train harder and progress their strength and speed a lot more to compete with a man.
Who are stronger than Leah. And again, when we talk about genetics, there are some cis women that have natural higher testosterone levels than trans women. That's why some of them may look more masculine. Iman Khalif had to experience that transphobia, which, by the way, transphobia affects all women. And now that Trump has excluded trans women from playing in sports, all women are going to be subjected to rigorous tests to make sure that they're not trans. And that does include cis women. I don't care how feminine they look.
Hello, Moto.
Hi, Trouble.
Hi, your mom is calling you.
Oh, God. One second. Oh, God. God, when your friends turn up. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, Waffly. Problems with Kira's. Right. 54 minutes. I'm going to have to end. Because unfortunately, my stream doesn't have a pause button. It'd be so much easier.